Hi, I'm John Waterhouse, and this is Weekday Wisdom. My question for you today is, what does science of mind guarantee? So I'm just going to tell you some of my thoughts around this as the basis, as we have just begun our original Science of Mind class on Monday nights online, that it would be a good idea to just look at some basics today. So for starters, Science of Mind guarantees that whatever you're thinking is having a direct effect on your life right now. It doesn't matter whether you're thinking about yourself or someone else. Whatever you're thinking is having a direct effect on you. One of my favorite experiences at a Science of Mind convention was when one of my colleagues came out on stage with an untucked flannel shirt, jeans with holes in the knees, boots or scuffy work boots, a cup of coffee in his hand. These are all the things that speakers are told never to do. He came out and looked at us and said, "What you're thinking of me right now is having an impact on your life." And he was right, because that's how it works. Whatever we're thinking, no matter what it's about, no matter what the object of it is influencing our lives. The thing about science of mind is that it doesn't guarantee any specific outcome because it can't. I know that seems unfair, but it's the way it works. What it does guarantee is that you will experience the effect of your cause. If you judge other people, people will judge you. If you lie to people, people will lie to you. Equally true is that if you're kind to others, others will tend to be kind to you. And if your kindness is genuine, when someone is unkind, you'll have the ability to let it go quickly. Desire is another form of thought. Our thinking, when we're wanting something, is definitely thought, and we all participate in it. We want something, and it increases the more we think about it. And it increases even over our lifetime, meaning that, it comes to a story of another colleague who once told this amazing story about being young and having a cane pole, loved to fish, and would take his cane pole with a little bit of string and a hook and a worm out, and stick it in the lake, and he would watch people go by in boats. And what he realized is that he needed a boat, and the least expensive boat he could get would be a canoe. So he saved up his money and he worked to make sure that happened, and he got himself a canoe. And now he could take his cane pole out onto the water and really catch some fish. But of course, watching people out on the lake, many of them had larger boats and they certainly had better gear. So he decided he had to have better gear. And so he worked hard and saved his money and went out and bought gear. And one day while he was rowing out to the place where he liked to fish, a motorboat went by, and he said, I really need a boat with a motor on it. And so he began focusing on that. And sure enough, he got himself a boat with a motor. And it wasn't too long after that, he realized that there were boats that had two motors. And this goes on and on and on and on in life, where if we're always focused on wanting, we may not even get what we want, because wanting is simply an opportunity for the universe to reflect back to us wanting, which is what happened in this story. But it can also be the fact that you don't get what your desire is because you're so caught up in the wanting of it. Either way, it's what you're thinking that is creating something in your life. Some people make wanting even harder because they focus on what they don't want. They focus on not having enough. They focus on wanting to be out of that relationship. And whatever they're focusing on not wanting is still their focus. They're focused on not having something. Therefore, the thing they're focused on is coming even more and more into their lives. So that doesn't work. We all have desires. We all have wants. Many people want increased income. Of course, there's nothing a couple $100,000 couldn't straighten out, right? But that's not really the way it works. There's no guarantee of wealth in this movement. There is a guarantee, though, of the reflection of consciousness into your experience. That's where we have to move from the wanting. That's where we have to let go of that and actually have the discipline to create the wealth that we want in our lives. Being wealthy is a mindset, and it requires extraordinary discipline. The science of mind also does not guarantee excellent health. There are plenty of people in this movement who experience health issues. In my very family, we've got that, but that's no indication that someone is not being conscious. It means that something in their consciousness somewhere has called their body into this state as a spiritual experience. So I make nobody wrong for this. I make nobody wrong for wanting anything. But there are things about the science of mind that can help us understand. What the science of mind does guarantee is that whatever we're experiencing in our life is a direct result of our consciousness, the part that we're aware of and the part that we're not. What science of mind offers are some useful insights about how life works. The big one is God is all there is. And that's a lot to wrap your mind around. I know we all think we've got that figured out. Okay, God is all there is. But what does that mean? How does that work? It takes a lifetime, many, many lifetimes perhaps, to actually begin to understand what it means that God is omnipresent. And of course, if God is omnipresent, then that absolutely means that you and I must be that God. Now, if you think number one, the first thing I talked about there was hard to wrap your mind around. This one can be even harder because we have self-judgment. We have things going on inside of us that tell us we're not good enough. And how could that be true about the divine? How could it be true? So understanding these ideas is not something one is going to just grasp all at once. It takes time. It takes lifetimes, perhaps. But do what you can today to understand that really there is only one thing going on. And as duplicitous as life looks, really it's all the same thing happening all at once, everywhere around us. As God, you and I are creating our experience. Your life and my life are totally and completely ours to create. Weirdly, you don't want to believe this. None of us really want to believe this, but this seems to be the way it works. At least it's the way it's working in my life so far. So if you want to know what you believe, what you think, then you have to listen to your thoughts. Your thoughts are the greatest indicators of what's happening or what's going to happen next in your life. So what does science of mind guarantee? The object of your thoughts are what you're bringing into your life. So stop making choices based on your observation of the world of conditions and be true to yourself. Make your life work by consciously thinking it into form. Step by step, day by day. Look at how your life is working and you can make it work better. And with those tidbits, I invite you to go out and have a fantastic week. Thank you so much.